Hey everybody, this is Raylo.
And sashimi.
And we are here with Axel. Portia's over there being broody. And trying to get into some breadcrumbs that are over there that we gotta clean up. And we got Stubby here with us. So today we're actually getting into something new. These are gonna be some of the Pop-Up Parade figures. These are by Good Smile. These are actually figures that I've been interested in. They just hadn't released any characters that I was really wanting to get just yet. But now you guys know that we love Gurren Lagann. I'm a bit of a Gurren Lagann freak. They released Kamina and Simone, so it's time to review Pop-Up Parade. So, as the first thing you'll notice is their packaging is sweet. It is very cool. Like, this is, if you guys are familiar with the brand Alter, they do a lot of their figures in these clear ones like this that are pretty similar. I love these because you can actually leave them in the box if you want and still display your figures. It's like easily one of the best things about these. Very visible, nice color scheme, very clean lines. Would look really cool on a shelf even if you never took them out of the box. So, good job on that, Good Smile. What is she getting into over there?
She's hopping in the box in the closet.
Oh, okay. I thought she was getting into, I don't know, she's gonna knock something over. If you hear a little noise, then Portia's getting into some mischief over in the closet. So, we're gonna do both of them. We didn't think that we should just bother with a video for each one separately. Not that they're not worth it, but, you know, just, I don't know. They seem to be, they should be unboxed together. The other big thing to note about these figures is that they are very affordable. I know a lot of people are put off by collecting anime figures and that kind of thing because of the price. Usually, you know, standard figure prices are anywhere from like $80 to, God knows, like $800 depending on the quality of the figure. These Pop-Up Parades are generally about between anywhere from as low as $15 if you get them overseas to maybe, I think the high end I've seen on these is like $60. These in particular you can still get online pretty much everywhere. You can get them at amiami.com, which is where we got ours. Like, we get everything from our precious Amiami to Big Bad Toy Store, PlayAsia, quite a few places you can get them. And generally I think these two are running about like $25 to $45 a piece, which is actually really good considering how big Kamina is.
Yeah, that's really not bad.
So we're definitely going to have to check out the quality because, you know, the first thing when you see something that's less expensive is, oh, is it going to be worth buying though? It's definitely a good question when it comes to collectible figures. Because, you know, as they say, you get what you pay for. So the packaging is nice, standard, very straightforward stuff. We got our clear case, our plastic coffin. They're very simple figures. It's the figure and the stand. Common is a little bit more complicated. Looks like he's got additional hair and accessories, like his cape. That's why we're looking at Simone first. He's nice and simple. So, here is the figure. We'd get a little closer, but we've got Stubby between Sash and the table.
That's okay. The camera can zoom.
So as you can see, Simone.
He's got the drill.
Yeah, he's got the drill. So he's holding the drill up in his and it is when he's a kid. So it's his younger years in Gurren. He's got his the Gurren symbol on his back. Nice seam lines. There is a seam like right here underneath the ribbon, but it's nice and well integrated to look like a fold in the clothes. The seams seem really well hidden, like his legs go into the shorts there, so I'm sure there's a connection point there. There's another one here. Like I said, it makes sense with the clothes. He's got one in the hair as well. The paint on the face, I think, is one of the most important things with these kind of figures.
Yeah, Good Smile always does a good job with that.
Yeah, they've kind of mastered it with the Nendroid series. I mean, they've got decals in their painting down to a T. So it definitely looks like Simone. You know, we don't have any off-brand kind of facial features here. Everything looks like Simone. The drill looks good. There's a lot of detail. It's actually separate from his hand too. You can see there's a little bit of a gap right there between his palm and the bottom of the drill. Nice natural seeming folds in the clothes, nice and simple, not overly complex. They even went and made a little line for his pocket.
Oh, you're right.
His shorts, so perfectly pleated.
Even ironed.
What they may have been having to fight for their existence, but they weren't having to fight for starch. That's for sure. The chest looks good. Nice. The lines all look respectable. That's one of my things. If I get a figure of, you don't really often get male figures because in anime figures, good male figures don't really happen. Dudes don't get too much appreciation.
Yeah,
But
sadly.
when you do, I always like to make sure. That's one of the biggest things that I look for is, because like muscle structure and anatomy. I want to make sure that looks right. And Simone looks really good. I like him. I'm not sure why the stand is quite so big. It's like,
A little unnecessary.
that
It's
is
okay.
a chonkin stand. Like, it's funny because they're actually meant to be like simple figures to go on your shelf, but the stand takes up a huge amount of space.
Yeah, they're gonna have to stand pretty far apart.
So there is Kamina, or whoops, Simone, my
Simone.
bad. I was looking over at this one when I said that. So let's take a look at Kamina's box. It's pretty much it looks the same as Simone's. He just has red artwork versus the blue artwork, but that's actually a fun attention to detail.
Yeah.
That their boxes are actually themed to the character. That's attention to detail that they honestly really didn't have to do considering the price. I can't imagine that the profit margin on these figures are going to be nearly as huge as they usually are. But you know what? These are probably just meant to be gateway drugs. They get you in with the nice, cheap, simple figures, and then it balloons from there. Before you know it, you're going from little Kamina to big Kamina to Gurren Lagann with a bazillion drills onto Waifu City, and then it's like all of a sudden it's just like,
Yeah, that's the problem.
how have I let this happen? Nah. I might joke about it, but don't you guys worry. I accepted my love of figures and my ridiculous purchasing ages ago. We've got a really cool, the flag is actually, the skull and fire is in Kamina's case.
Ooh.
We're coming, Kamina! So we're gonna cut Kamina out of his plastic cough case. Kamina's still out there. I don't know if you guys know this, but Kamina is one of my favorite anime characters of all time.
He's a good dude.
He deserved better. So, as you can see, Kamina is quite a bit more complex. He might have only been around for 7 episodes, but he's very complex. Okay, so let's pull him out of here. Get a nice cape case. Hands case. Hand case. He's got a head case over here. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Okay. So, as you can see, Kamina has he's doing the exact same pose. You can tell they're meant to be stood next to one another. So let's take a look at the details. These perfectly pleated hakama are beautiful. The ribbon is nice. They actually did include, the coloring is correct. I like the texture for the dotting. It's good. His chest compared to Simone's, you know, he was a bit more built than Simone at that time. Definitely looks good. The musculature, his arm here looks good. Posing is really nice. They did a good job with the coloring on his tattoo. It's just for comparison, this is a much more expensive figure of him. But I would say they did a good job of getting his tattoo down. The cape does come off on this one, but I don't want to pull it off because I've done that in the past and I had a little bit of trouble getting it back on. He doesn't have his sword, which is a bit of a shame, but I mean, for this pose, he doesn't really need it. The cape looks good. There are a few small issues with the paint here, it looks like. It's like they over and under did the seam a little bit, but the color blending afterward is actually not bad, so it actually gives it kind of a worn look. So I think that's a bit forgivable. It might have been intentional. The skull definitely looks good. They've got a good print on there for that. It's actually got nice lines here to make it give it some depth. Figure looks like his haircut is pretty much on point compared to the other one. I should just keep him over here. It looks like they might have gone a little bit long on the chin, oddly. It could be like maybe they molded it because he's actually got his head down. But I would say this is a little closer to the actual Kamina. He is a pointed chin, but I don't know, it's a little bit long.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But that's definitely not a killer feature for me. His pose, I like the pose. The coloring and the detail here is very, very simple. But I mean, again, you're paying like 25, 35 bucks depending on where you're getting him. So you can't expect this level of detail in this. But these are intended to be more, you can tell they're intended to be more simple, clean cut figures. So, I mean, outside of a few small gripes, I would say it looks really good. He does have another hairstyle. He's got his hair with the glasses.
Oh, it's attached to his hair.
Well, I'm not sure. It doesn't. Well, they might be. I think it's actually attached to the bangs. Shing. Oh dear. The tape likes my gloves. We're gonna.
It's took forever.
We'll get back to it.
I'll get back to it, Stubby.
Okay, so here are his bangs and his shades, and as you can see, they are attached.
Oh, okay. That's a good way to do it because they actually fall off of the other figure pretty easily.
Yeah, you
And
do
they're
not
hard to
want
get
to
in
touch these ever on there. We had to fight to get those to stay. So how easy is it to take off his bangs? Very. So we're just gonna leave you with that image for a second.
Oh no.
Kamina's hairline has fallen behind. Okay, so this is from the people who made the Nendroids, so I expected all this to be very clean and easy to do, which it is. So we will fix your face and hair, Kamina. Pops right on there. And of course, that is the Kamina we all know and love.
Yeah, the glasses definitely make it.
I mean, the glasses they're pretty iconic throughout the entire series, so.
I like that those glasses are a little more see-through than the other ones. You can still see his eyes.
Oh, whoopsie.
It's okay.
Sorry, Stubby. Yeah, actually, Sash has a very good point with that. On this one, the much more expensive figure, you can kind of see through them a little bit, but they are very tinted.
Yeah, from a distance you can't see it all.
But yeah, you can actually see through him on this to see his eyes. I don't know if you can get in there very well and see that.
Yeah, I can see it from here. I like that better.
So I would say that makes up for the shortcoming or the long of his chin.
Yeah, I think so.
I honestly, the chin you can only really notice if it's like from the side. From the front, he still looks good. And this is kind of where you're going to be viewing him. This is the range that they intended for you to see him. So let's put him on his stand.
And Trigger's character designs tend to be sort of fluid depending on like how they want to see him in the moment. Sometimes their faces will be longer and sometimes shorter for their expression.
Yeah, actually that's a good point. You're very right there. So as you can see, when they are placed next to each other, their eyes, Simone's eyes actually are trying to go up toward Kamina, and Kamina is looking down toward Simone. So they are actually meant to be together. The boys are back in town. Well, there you have it, guys. This is our first time ever unboxing any pop-up parades, and honestly, I can't really say that my gripes are anything to dissuade. They should be anything to dissuade anyone from buying these. I would say these are definitely worthwhile purchases, especially because there's just not all that much Gurren Lagann stuff out there, for instance, that you can get without it being stupidly expensive.
Yeah.
So these are definitely, these two specifically, I would for sure say grab these if you're a fan of the series. But from what I can see, the Pop-Up Parade series itself is worth buying. I mean, you're looking between anywhere, like I said, as low as 15 for some of them if you get them from like AmiAmi, all the way up to like, I think the highest I've seen is 60. So for this quality, definitely. So if you're looking to get into collecting, and or even if you've been collecting and you just want some nice clean figures to throw up on your shelves, need to fill up some space, like we need to fill up a lot of space in this thing, so probably going to make a whole Gurren Lagann shelf at this rate. There you have it. I like them. What do you think?
Yeah, I think for the price, they're really good figures.
I would definitely say so. So, no buyer's remorse here, guys. If you're looking for good figures, Pop-Up Parade seems to be a good source. Thanks, Good Smile. If any of you guys happen to be watching this, we do like the product. We don't work for anybody, though. We just buy a lot of stuff. Unbox it, though, so it's not a... We'll let you know if they're bad. Anyway, guys, we love you, and remember, like, subs, all that stuff is up to you. What we do ask for around here, though, is if it's within your means, consider adopting or rescuing an animal. ASPCA.org, petfinder.com. You can also Google your local animal rescue and adoption options. If you can't bring home an animal, there's other ways you can help out those animals in need.
You can also go volunteer and still spend time with the guys, or you can donate money, old blankets, clothes, sheets, office supplies, all kinds of stuff. Google your local shelters, see what they need. You probably got something they could use.
Yep, so if you got love to show, love to give, there's plenty of ways to show it, plenty of ways to give it. And especially as we move into the winter months, guys, there are, unfortunately, plenty of animals out there who could use that love. So show them what you got. Show them that you care. Speaking of love, we love you guys. Remember, buy your fun, not your fam. Adopt, don't shop. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Axel.